Type of tropic movement is thigmotropism. What is thigmotropism? Thigmotropism. Here the stimulus, that is touch, and the response of the plant, that is by the bending of the tendrils when they come in contact with any object. Okay, so what will be the definition for the thigmotropism? The directional growth movement of a plant in response to the touch of an object. The directional growth movement. Why? Because the tropic movements that are the directional growth movement, they show the directional growth movement. What do you mean by this? As I told you, that the movement, it always occurs in response towards the stimulus, in the direction of the stimulus, from where the stimulus that is coming, in that direction only. Okay, so that's why it is known as the directional growth movement of a plant part in response to the touch of an object is called thigmotropism. So touch is the stimulus here. Now when the tendrils, they grow towards any support, they coil around the support, then it is known as the positive thigmotropism. Now tendrils, they are also of two types. One, that is the stem tendril, and the second, that is the leaf tendril. Now this is the diagram of the stem tendril and the leaf tendril. Stem tendril means the stem, it when the stem it forms the tendril, and when the leaf it forms the tendril. Leaf modification, these are the modification. Tendrils, that are the modifications. Okay, here when the stem modified to form the tendril, and here when the leaf, they modified to form the tendrils. Okay, like potato, it is an underground stem, it is the modification of this stem. Okay, but it is considered as the stem only. So similarly, stem tendril and leaf tendril. So the examples of the stem tendrils, that are like Karela, Loki, and examples of leaf tendrils, that are peas and glory. Okay, now we will study that how the thigmotropism it occurs. Now in this you can see that this is a support. Okay, and this is the tendril. So how the tendril, they will coil, means how they will bend or they will coil around the support. Okay, and one more reason is there for the tendrils to coil is that having the weak stems. But the question is that how the tendrils, they will coil around the support. So when the part, when the side of the tendril, like this side, we can see from here because this part coiled first. So when the tendril, they will coil, they will come in contact with the support, then what will happen? The side, this side, like this side, which is present in contact of the tendril, in contact of the support, they will show, they will show their growth, slow growth, and the another side, the opposite side of the tendril, it will grow faster because of the auxin hormone. Auxin hormone, it is responsible for the fast growth of the opposite side of the tendril. Okay, and this side, it will show less growth, and this one, it will show the normal growth. Okay, and which is considered as the fast growth here, but the growth of this side, it will become retarded. For this reason only, when the tendril, it will grow from only one side, then it will coil around the support. Okay, so we covered all the parts of the tropic movements, that is phototropism, geotropism, chemotropism, hydrotropism, and thigmotropism. Now next type of movements which are shown by the plants that are the nestic movements. Now, what are nestic movements? As in case of tropic movements, always the response of a plant part or the growth of the plant part, it is towards the direction, it is in the direction of the stimulus which is applied. But it is in the case of nestic movement, it is opposite of that, means the movement of a plant part in response to an external stimulus, in which the direction of response is not determined by the direction of the stimulus. Okay, so this note that is very important here. It marks the difference between the tropic and the nestic movement. Means in this case, in the nestic movement, the direction of the response, that is not decided by the direction of the stimulus. So now these are the differences. Two main differences between tropic movement and nestic movement. First is this only, that tropic movements, they show the directional movement, and nestic movements, they don't show the directional movement. Okay, and tropic movement, in the tropic movement, always the response of the plant, it is a growth movement. Okay, means like the stem it grows, the root it grows toward the stimulus, so it is the growth movement. Either it is geotropism, either it is chemotropism, like in chemotropism the growth of the pollen tube. So tropic movements they consider as the growth movement, but nestic movement, some types they are the growth movement and some they are growth independent movement. So they may be growth movements or growth independent movements.